Religiously decolonize out of denial. Religiously decolonize out of denial, meaning whenever us native indigenous people, we got colonized, we actually were forced into religions. We had our spiritualities erased. We had our way of life erased, and our like the cycle, like the cycle that we were like doing like ceremonies and like powwows and all that stuff. Like we actually got all that stuff like erased and either like stolen or erased, or just we were forced to be inside a religion that was not our way of life and not even the colonizers' way of life. Religiously decolonize, decolonize religiously, decolonize spiritually, decolonize mentally, decolonized emotionally. We all have like ancestral trauma that we don't understand that we have. And on top of that, we also have like modern day trauma that we have. We have ancestral trauma, and then we have modern day trauma. And once that builds up, it just creates culture. It's low vibrational. It's like low vibrational culture, and low vibrational people create culture nowadays. And we normalize that. But that's another video. But I'm just here to say, decolonize religiously, decolonize spiritually, back into your way of life, decolonize back into your language too. Religion is not for colored people. Religion belongs in the Middle East. If it belongs to any colored person, any religion that includes Jesus, that belongs in the Middle Eastern continent, in the Middle Eastern country, in the Middle Eastern area. It does not belong in the Americas. They only used religion to force Native Americans off their land, and Christianity was it was stolen from the Middle East after they killed Jesus. The Roman Europeans, they killed Jesus and they blamed it on Jews. And then after they stole it, they rewritten his image, they rewritten his teachings, they rewritten the image, and then they came to the Americas and all over the world, and then they used it to like genocide like pretty much the original inhabitants of that land. Pretty much erased everyone's way of life and culture by raping and lynching and kidnapping, genociding the true inhabitants of that land that they went to. It wasn't just the Americas, it was all around the world. Forced people to be inside a religion that was not their way of life, so they went and destroyed their way of life. And Christianity, all religion on this Western hemisphere of Native Americans, it was rooted from hatred, lynching, kidnapping, being racist, and white supremacy, and many more like awful things they did. That's what religion really is based off of. Kill the original inhabitants across the world. It wasn't just the Americas, it was everywhere around the world. Wherever the Europeans colonized, that's where they went to that land and actually erased everyone's way of life and just forced everyone to be in a religion that does not belong to any other race but the Middle East. Not even the colonizers. That's not even the colonizers' spirituality and religion. Not at all. We should all just decolonize back into our spirituality and understand history and see that that colonization is still going on in a way that is way different than 533 years ago. Yeah, religion is not for colored people, and if it was, it's for the Middle Eastern. The Middle Eastern religion is not for Europeans as well. They only stole that from the Middle East, and then they rewritten it, and they came to the Americas and killed our ancestors. They raped our ancestors. They genocided our ancestors. Harsh and evil things to our ancestors that's our ancestors till this day. And then we suffer from ancestral trauma. So yeah, that's what religion is really based off of. They have the power to change the narrative of religion, but it was really anti-colored people, political people. They use Christianity. It's not religiously. Religion is not for colored people. And if it was, it's for the Middle Eastern. I shouldn't even be talking about Jesus, but Jesus only named his spirit God. That's his native language. We are not Middle Eastern. So we shouldn't even be naming our spirit God or Elohim. Because that was Jesus's spirit's name was Elohim, and like God. But it was mainly Elohim. The Christianity from Europe, they actually just stole his way of life and they named God. But yeah, religiously decolonize out of denial, spirituality, and back into your way of life. Decolonize into your way of life, and religion is not for colored people. The only reason why we think it's for colored people is because narrative has changed. Like the teachings and the image and everything that was taught. Religiously decolonize. Religion is not for colored people. The teachings of Jesus belongs rightfully in the Middle East, not the Americas of native indigenous people. Religiously decolonize out of denial, because there's a lot of things that is not our way of life than what we understand. So yeah, decolonize out of denial, decolonize back into your way of life. The teachings that we are taught is for the Middle Eastern. Everything took place in the Middle East. Religiously decolonize. Religion is not for colored people.